thank you for your time, Simon. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
Well, we don't want to take up most of your time. I just got a couple questions to ask you. I know Jen as well does as well, so we'll
Yeah,
kind of
sure.
lead off from there. But yeah, definitely appreciate you spending a little moment with us. You definitely have quite the resume when it comes to darts. Starting in the mid '80s, I believe. Kind of pick up the sticks and going from there. Spent some time in the PDC before transferring to the BDO, and then back to the PDC. Been consistent
Yeah.
there since about 2009. Had some good runs. Recent, of course, no doubt about it. World Cup champion now. You had a run with Paul Nicholson back in 2012. What a heartbreaker that was. It must feel nice to finally get one, get one,
Yeah,
and lift the title with Damon. What do you say?
yeah, definitely. Feels like the monkey's off my back now, and the world's my oyster now, as they say.
Well, that's good. Damon. I think Damon's kind of taken notice from what you've done, moving over to England. Is that correct? I think is he transitioning over to the UK?
Yeah, he's been over UK for a few years now, and yeah, it's a big move. I mean, it's a lot of commitment, but luckily his girlfriend, wife, I'm not sure if they're married, but yeah, a lot of support from his family.
Yeah, that's the main thing. If you got support from your family, because I know like here in the States, a lot of people are still kind of transitioning. Do we make the move? Do we not? I think that significantly helped you throughout your career, kind of to get the success that you've had and the consistency on a daily basis. What do you think? I mean, I noticed you do some work. I'm all over the place here, but you do some work with Southampton Dart Series, just kind of as a side gig to try to keep your game going. Do you think that's a big um, step for you to kind of keep the consistency going?
Yeah, definitely. I also play on a Wednesday night, my local league in Waterlooville, where I live, and that's really helped me. You know, I get a lot of confidence from winning those tiny little tournaments, but there's some great dart players there, and they're tough. And if you can win those, then you can definitely go on and win bigger things.
That's the truth. I kind of every once in a while I chime in on Facebook and watch those little events that you had. Richard North, a couple
Yeah,
others in there that are can definitely sling some arrows and give you good competition. I think it's just all about continuing to find the standard that you need to play at the elite level that you have been for well years. Let's be
yeah,
honest.
definitely.
So
And it's all about, getting that confidence level up. So if you win the smaller ones, then you progress to the bigger ones. And yeah, it's all good fun as well. I've met some great people through darts. I have a lot of friends through darts now, and this is great.
that's great. That's great. Jen, did you have a couple questions you want to ask real quick?
Yeah, I was curious about the move to England, and it's, as we know in the United States, it's incredibly difficult to fly around, especially internationally, and get to the places you need to be successful in darts, especially with particular tours. And it seems that it's kind of the only answer. Would you say that you more try to encourage your fellow Aussies to move to England? Anyone that's at the top of their game, is that kind of the only move?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the place you need to be if you want to be professional and earn some proper money. Like you need to be in the UK and or either Germany, where all the darts is happening now. And yeah, it's tough, but you got to do it. And if you don't, you'll probably regret it.
Yeah, well, at least there's a few, that do live in England from overseas or from other areas, so you can maybe coordinate with them and have your own little bubble to be able to support each other. But I know I've of course been planted here just to work Tori Kewish into the conversation
Oh
because
wow.
she was like, "Oh yeah, just make the interview all about me. It'll be a breeze." But I know I'm sure she should also probably consider moving over to England, and she's done a lot of travel. I don't think she's been out to too many places in the United States, so I'd be excited to see her come down too. But I wasn't sure if you all had ever played Paris together, or if you just know each other from being fellow
No,
Aussies.
we know each other from many years ago, and she actually came and stayed with me while she was in the World Championships, and she's a great player. And I've said if she ever needs help, she's always got a room here, and I'll always support my fellow Aussie friends and
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, she's one of the few that we've spent a lot of time with because our apparel company Magic Wear sponsors her, and we are particularly looking for the best women in the world, whether they be in the United States or or elsewhere. So she's I would say the most person I've spoken to that's from Australia, and I think she's just spoken so highly of you, and I think you might have more of an influence on the country of Australia and New Zealand more than you realize. You're really that driving force that is just continuing to inspire them over a long period of time. So that must feel great.
It does feel great. It's great to inspire people. And, I've looked up to fellow Aussie people in the past. And yeah, it's just great, for people to support you and look up to you.
It's kind of funny. The American crowd, I think, isn't as hyper aware of the influence that the top players have had on the sport of darts. And we try to explain to people all the time, your utilization of the bull with your outs is really something to pay attention to. I mean, if I may be so bold as to say, it really changed the game and how others kind of approach their checkouts. And we struggle, with being really quick with our math and making sure we're doing proper outs. And for our steel tip side, with the U.S. Masters being in New York recently, that was just truly an incredible experience. I was hoping to see you there. I know a couple
I wish I could have been.
Yeah, we had MVG, and we were hanging out with Fiona and Vince and Carl with the Winmau crowd, and they are just such lovely people. I'm definitely, I think you're in good hands there with your sponsors, so hopefully you guys have a great relationship.
Yeah, I hope maybe next year, but I can only hope. I'm lucky I get the Australian, New Zealand ones. My ranking's dropping a bit, but I can still compete with the best and beat the best.
Oh, we know you can. We hope to see you for sure.
I still work hard every day, doing whatever I do, work out and stuff, and make sure I try and stay as healthy as possible, put the hours in on the boards, play all my local tournaments and stuff, which is more than what a lot of the other pros do.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of hours on the board, how many hours do you think you spend on the board a day or a week?
Well, that's a lot, trust me. I probably play 5 days a week on average, so that's a lot of hours, especially when you're playing pro tours and stuff. But I try to practice at least 1 day a week with my son and my girlfriend. We practice together, and also Gigi when he's here. Yeah, Gigi's just moved back in with me now, so I've got some good practice partners around me. So at least 1 day a week practice, and then the rest is comps.
That's good. That's good. Well, I kind of wanted to ask you too. We had the pleasure of speaking with Peter Wright, and I asked him about his changing of darts. But I kind of wanted to ask you a question about, you're always one that's tinkering with new, whether it be just a little slight change on a flight, or maybe shaft sizes, kind of going in different directions with your points. Do you do that just to find the right setup? Is it just to keep your interest? Why is it that you've always kind of tinkered with your setup? They call you the wizard for a reason.
Well, yeah, it's just to get that comfortableness. It's hard to explain. Like, I'm always messing around with points more than anything. Now I've finally settled with a barrel, which I've had for probably 5 months now. I'm probably playing the best darts of my life with those. I'm settled with the shafts as well. So when I'm settled with everything, you'll see the best darts coming up. And it's taken me a long time to actually get really comfortable with one complete setup.
I could see that throughout your time, where you've kind of haven't been hesitant about kind of changing a little bit of the shape of your barrel. You use kind of the unique barrel there for a little while.
Well, the tinkering of the setup makes sense to me, because it's kind of funny to have put all the pressure of your performance into your setup sometimes, and you think, well, if this barrel feels perfect, I know that I can be successful with it. It's kind of like a formula. It takes a little pressure off you performing as the person responsible for throwing the dart.
Yeah,
but I get that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even like points, I make my own points out of files, which has changed my career, I think, now, because I'm not getting slipping. Like, I've always struggled with my finger slipping on the point. I'm one of the players who actually holds the point. So that's very important to me, having something which I'm very comfortable with now.
I do think over the years there's a lot more texture on the point, and there's more options out there for people, but I would say it's definitely not as popular holding directly into the point. I've noticed some Americans hold all the way back into the shaft and the rear side and tend to have larger hands and like a longer, skinnier dart. But yeah, holding into the point can be really tough. I know the feeling of slipping. There's no way to recover from that, and you have
No.
milliseconds to figure it out.
Yeah, it's awful. Like some people go, "Oh, I have to throw my darts," and I'll see their point and go, "This is I can't do it." It's like throwing a bar of soap at the board. It will just could go anywhere, but I need that grip. If I don't have it, it's just pointless, really.
I do think in the United States, grip is becoming more and more of something that we're seeking out. We want more intense, intricate cuts, more grip on the barrel, and it kind of creates opportunity for some fun design with the manufacturers. So I can see everything just becoming more and more dramatic over time, and it's also cool to fixate on the point as you have. I think that's really, really unique to you. At least you have some kind of a special thing that people can, I mean, hell, you could create your own line of points, indefinitely, I think, but it's something to continue working on. I think there's endless possibilities there.
Yeah, I mean, every week at darts, there's always someone coming up saying, "Can you make me a set of points?" I say, "Yeah, no problem. Just give me your darts, and the next time I see you, they'll be all ready for you, whatever length they want." And yeah, there's a lot of people on tour now using my points, which I'm quite proud of.
Wow, they're keeping you busy. That's got to be a lot of personal
Absolutely.
time.
I buy 100 at a time of these files, and that only lasts like a month now, and then I have to keep buying more. I never charge anybody. I do it purely because I love doing it. But yeah, even today, a friend came round and he asked me to sharpen his points on my bench grinder, so I did that for him. And at the same time, I repointed my World Cup darts.
I could just see you with a mobile cart, just going to league, going to the pub, and you've got it all ready to go in case anyone walks up to you.
Yeah, I'm in my dart room now, but I've got a whole complete setup for changing points, bench grinder, bolt cutters to cut the rods and everything.
You need to get sponsored by the manufacturers of the tools, definitely, to create a little setup.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I mean, I was just kind of, I know that she said that, talking about the points, I kind of want to get back into, you've been over here in the States a couple times for like the Las Vegas Open, I noticed, and a couple other events, I believe. What do you, I look at Australia and the US, although they're kind of different in size, I look at them alike when it comes to dart players, because we had players that have to make a dramatic change in the level of play, but also in the level of travel. We've seen Jeff Smith kind of move over, Danny Baggish move over, Jules Van Doggen, et cetera, et cetera. But we've also seen a rise in talent. Same with the Australian pools with Damon Hedda, your Gordon Mathers starting to take over. I even look at like Ben Robb and some of those New Zealanders that are kind of they're going to make a run here sooner rather than later. Do you feel that the Australian pool talent, we're going to see multiple people in the top 32? Do you think that we could see the North Americans get to that point?
I can't really answer that because I don't actually get to see much of the talent in Australia or America, but I'm sure there's loads of players out there. I mean, the game's just getting stronger and stronger every different country, and you're going to get more and more players from overseas getting tour cards, I think, in the future.
Yeah, I think you'll see it, whether it be in the Asian market or the European market, that like the German crowd, and even the North American crowd, as well as Australia. I think, yeah, you're right. It's just going to keep growing and growing. Well, maybe we even see, that amateur side really start to strengthen as well. You spent some time with the BDO. Now the BDO is no longer in existence. It's kind of the WDF now. Do you think it's critical to have an amateur side of the game?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't just have one level. So you need the lower levels, and then you can progress through your levels, a bit like all the other sports, like same with golf, same sort of system they have to us.
A good point there. I think, yeah, the WDF is kind of starting to take over. There's kind of a little bit of iffiness there, but I think that you need an amateur side. You need kind of two world championships to to kind of grow the sport to where we need it to transition from an amateur side into the PDC and continue to grow the game. I think that's what we need.
Yeah, definitely.
Jen, did you have any more?
I was just thinking, if you ever need some practice partners, we've got plenty of Americans that I think would be dying to give you a run for your money. There's some great players here and some unknowns, especially in the soft tip world. Gosh, there are people that simply do not have the means to travel that are just incredible, all over the world, of course. But we could always keep you on your toes if you're looking for a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'd really like to get more into the soft tip darts myself. I've played a little bit in Japan and done quite well, but I think that's something in the future I could venture into, a bit more soft tip, America.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Do you have any home boards? Like, do you have a grand board or any of the popular manufacturers out there?
No, I don't have a board. I've only, it was many years ago when I went to Japan, and a friend made me some darts, big brass bomb things, and I went there and I won.
Oh no.
Yeah,
okay.
It was horrible.
Well, we'll send you a home board, and then it's so easy. You can connect with anyone globally nowadays. There's multiple options out there. So we can pick one and set up a match for you. Can work on your cricket game with us and teach you the inside scoop on the strategy there. Well, I mean, I'm sure you'll be fine, but
I've actually played a fair bit of cricket, believe it or not. Many years ago, a friend of mine in Queensland taught me how to play cricket, and I played a little bit of cricket, and yeah, it's a great game. It's all strategy and stuff, isn't it?
It's a much longer game than 501, that's for sure.
Yeah, a little bit. It can go on forever.
Yeah, if you go into the thousands for points, it's a hoot. That would be cool. We could set up an exhibition match, and maybe we'll raffle some of your darts for the viewers that are watching. So anytime you want to set something like that up, we'd be happy to.
That sounds great. I would actually do that.
There's a ton of soft tip players here in North America that would really get a kick off of that one. That's for sure.
They would go nuts for it.
Yeah. They really would. They really would. And it's nice to hear you talk about a little bit of soft tip too, because just how big of a presence it is here, and especially in certain states like in Wisconsin, and Minnesota area up north. I mean, those are really big soft tip areas, and they take that game very seriously. So, yeah.
No, it's a good game. Darts is darts. Doesn't have to all be steel tip, or doesn't have to all be soft tip. But yeah, it's great.
It's nice to hear a person at the elite level say that too, because a lot of people are saying, "No, I hate soft tip. I hate soft tip, and it's all steel tip." But no.
There's one thing I struggle with there, and that's the points. It's the same thing, but I did adapt to throw without having my finger on the point.
Well, we can make something special for you. Just make some jagged plastic soft tip points and make them a little longer for you.
Yeah. A bit of grip near the barrel would be fantastic for me.
Yeah, a lot of them do have a little lip, like a bit of a ridge. It's nothing extreme, nothing like you like though.
No.
We'll work it out.
I'd have to rough them up with like a stone or some emery cloth just to get some grip on it.
Oh yeah, just in the back, because it really only impacts the plastic, a little bit of the way. It's not fully submerging in there. So I think you could get away with that.
I'll have to try it.
Well, we might be responsible for him transitioning to soft tip full time. We can figure this out.
Yeah, exactly. You might just take one of those diamond files and go at it a little bit. That'll
I might have to move to the States next.
Yeah.
Oh no,
there's anything, I just go with the flow. I mean, I'm happy wherever I am usually.
Just don't move to Kansas.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That's where Will lives.
Don't move to Kansas. It's just flatlands and,
I could make
nothing else.
Oh, Mahomes.
Hey, by the way, I love American football.
Oh, awesome.
Do you?
Yeah, absolutely love it. Can't wait for the new season.
Well, what about do you like rugby at all, or do you play? I'm guessing. Yeah. See, I play
rugby union.
I used to play rugby here in the States, which is kind of weird for some people to hear. I was talking to Gerwin Price about it, shooting it with him, and he was like, "How do you know this?" I was like, "Because I played a little bit in the States." But
That's good. I'm not a massive fan of football, I must admit. I do like it. Yeah, it's always rugby or American football.
Well, you're certainly invited to our next Super Bowl party. We'll
wow.
fly you out.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
hopefully the Chiefs are in it.
I would love to watch a live game of American football.
Yeah, it's a riot. You would love it. Do you have a favorite team that you root for, or do you just like to watch in general?
Not really. I just like, certain players like Brady and Mahomes, the quarterbacks usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arrowhead, which is the Chiefs stadium, is about like 2.5, 3 hours from me. I've been up there numerous times. It's a sight to see. It gets loud.
I know, those stadiums are incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you guys play in some pretty big stadiums too, I must say.
Yeah, I'm a big cricket fan as well. Cricket.
Oh yeah.
Cricket's very big in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's big here in the UK as well.
That's one. I'm still trying to understand the scoring on cricket.
It's just like baseball, but 10 times better.
Yeah, exactly. It's 10 times
more
better.
runs.
Great.
Yeah,
looks great.
Well, we'll have to teach you all the traditional American games, like cornhole. If you've heard of that, is absolutely booming. It's on ESPN.
That's the one where you throw a bag in a hole.
Yeah, it's super popular.
That is crazy. That is good. That's good to watch. It's it's a bit like darts, throwing something in a hole.
Very similar. And then disc golf is huge. They throw the frisbee disc into chain baskets.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's also they have a deal on ESPN. They're really surpassing darts in the sense of how fast their momentum has grown as a sport. But we need a little bit of help to get organized here in the United States and make darts just a driving force again.
Yeah, for sure.
And
darts is booming here and everywhere now. Like, it's just crazy. The money's incredible. We can all earn a living out of it.
It's little things like the New York event, and then like getting to do interviews with like you and I mean, we did MBG and Johnny Clayton, and people getting to know your faces and getting to know a little bit more than just up on the stage. That's what's going to matter.
Yeah.
So, definitely appreciate you spending some time.
You should get me over there next year.
I think people would love it, honestly.
Yeah. Get in the back quarters here.
You've been a big name in the game for quite some time, so I don't know how.
You need me before
get that one. Well, that's another question. You're what, 50, 53, 54? 53?
Yeah.
You're far away from retired, I think, but senior tour at all? Do you think you'd ever do it?
No, not yet. I keep saying if I drop out if I have to go to Q school, it's off the senior tour. But no, I'll keep fighting as hard as I can and just try and stay healthy, and that's all I can do.
There you go.
Yeah, 50s is definitely your prime, I would say. This is going to be a huge decade of darts for you, hopefully.
The hunger's still there, the desire's still there.
Yeah.
I'm not going away yet.
There you go. Yeah, I think you're far from it, but I did want to just ask if that was maybe something you would think about down the road.
I would, definitely down the road. Like I say, if I can't compete with the best in the world, then I'll have to take a step backwards and go to senior tour.
There you go. Well, I appreciate your time. I didn't have anything else. Jen, did you have anything you wanted to ask him?
No, I just wanted to thank you so much. I know your media schedule is absolutely crazy, especially after winning the World Cup. So I know these can be a pain, and we really appreciate you talking to the American people, because we don't get these opportunities very often. And thank you so much to Phil and everyone at Winmau for making this happen.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure actually talking with you guys. It's been awesome.
All right. Well, hope to see you again for some cricket online.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Simon. Appreciate it, Phil. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks.
You guys have a good day.
Cheers. Yeah, I'm off to Southampton shortly.
There you go. I'll tune in. I'll tune in.
Some points.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Will here. Thanks for viewing the video. Just wanted to send you a reminder, if you liked this content, make sure to give us a like and a follow on our Facebook page. or head on over to YouTube. Give us a subscribe. We certainly appreciate it. If you like some of the merchandise I'm wearing, maybe the hat, maybe the jersey, head on over to usadarts.live, where you can get some of that merchandise for yourself to rep at your next tournament. Thanks for watching.